Update. Am I the asshole for getting frustrated with my mom for being in the kitchen at the same time as me? Original post, here. I got a much bigger response on my original post than I ever thought I would. A couple hours after I posted it, I realized I left a lot of information out and wanted to clarify some things, as well as provide an update on the situation. Some people asked if I pay rent or own the house. It's my parents' house, and I don't pay rent. I can't afford to move out right now, and my parents don't want to let me move out until after my first year of uni. Some people also asked if I'm autistic. I have ADHD, which shares a lot of traits with autism. I stick to a strict routine because it's the only way I'm able to remember to do everything I need to in the morning. A lot of people suggested packing my lunch at a different time, or even the night before. I had tried this before. No matter what time I went into the kitchen, my mom followed. I tried it again a couple times since making the post, and she continued to follow me. I took the advice of some people who told me to try going into the kitchen as usual, but to leave when my mom got in my way and tell her I'd wait until she was finished. I even made sure the kitchen was spotless the night before. Dishwasher emptied, no dishes in the sink, counters wiped down, and trash emptied. She followed me in, and when I said I'd wait, she said she was done. Almost as soon as I went back in, she followed me in again and claimed she had forgotten to do something. A lot of people pointed out that she might just want to spend time with me, which I hadn't thought of before. I think that maybe me getting a job, finishing high school, and starting to work towards getting my driver's license made her realize I'm growing up and won't be dependent on her living at home for much longer. Maybe she just wants to spend as much time with me as she can before I go, or maybe she doesn't feel as mom as she did before. What finally worked was, after dinner a couple nights ago, asking her to pack some leftovers from dinner in a separate container for me to take for lunch the next day. She seemed really happy that I asked, and didn't follow me into the kitchen the next morning. She even left a sticky note with a smiley face on top of the container. I also asked if she could drive me to work, which gave us the chance to chat and catch up in the car. I think she just missed feeling like I need her, which I always will. Even though we butt heads sometimes, she'll always be my mom, and I think I just needed to find a way to remind her of that. I wrote my original post feeling super frustrated at my mom, but I teared up a bit finishing this update. Sending a massive thank you to all the kind people who commented and helped me work this out. I'm so glad that this situation got sorted out and has such a wholesome ending. Communication is important in every relationship, but it always seems to be the one thing people don't do until it's too late. Hopefully whenever other issues come up in life you can look back on this as an important life lesson.
Hot damn. So wholesome.
So, your mom is a cat. Always has to follow you, can't tell you exactly what she wants. So funny. Glad you worked out that she just needs attention. And #X200B. Edit, misplaced pronoun.
Such a good update.
This is a really good and sweet outcome. I'm glad you and your mom are getting the chance to work it out in a more unorthodox way.
I read your original and thought it was more the case of your mom wanting time with you than her trying to be purposefully annoying. I am so glad things worked out and that you guys are in a better place, heart.
Oh heavens, this is an unexpected and totally sweet conclusion. Any chance you could squeeze in 15 minutes or so in the morning to have a cup of tea or coffee with your mom? Letting her help with little things is a great compromise, but making some time to just hang out would probably help too. Assure her that she won't be losing you even if you don't need her as much anymore, and set the foundation for a more grown-up familial dynamic.
This is a really cute update, thanks Op. I'm glad you've gained some insight into your mom. Maybe something you could do to also help the situation. Do some role modeling for her. When she's in the kitchen getting dinner ready, go in there. Chat with her while she gets things ready, help if she asks, but stay completely out of her way. So that you're a social presence in the room but not making it more work for her to do whatever she's doing. She might start to mirror that, she might start to come into the kitchen when you do, but instead of getting in your way she might take up the same position you do when she's working, and start chatting.
That's really great that you found a way to temper her crawling up your butt, but that is really frustrating that she was doing it in the first place. It was passive-aggressive as hell. I have my strict routines, too, and I get really pissed when someone deliberately gets in my way when they know exactly what time I'll be doing them. Asking for a 10-minute window once a day isn't a big request, whether you pay rent or not. It's a very small courtesy to request. But as you continue to get older, you're going to want your independence. As you start doing that, she's probably going to start up again. I hope you find a way to establish boundaries that she'll respect when that happens.
Glad you resolved it, but that doesn't mean she can't respect when you're available and when you're busy. You should have a talk with her about the way she behaved and what you can both do to feel more together and spend quality time. She should understand that she's not going to be mothering you the way she's used to anymore, that you're becoming an adult. I had some similar problems with my parents when I started uni, and I kind of feel bad now that I just put my foot down and wanted to be treated like an adult, but I also moved out right away. I'm living with my mom again from the pandemic, and I wish she would mother me a little more again sometimes lol.
This hits home. Whenever I spend time with at parents' place, my father does the exact same thing. He'll wipe the counters. He'll fold the plastic bags. He'll make sure I'm washing the forks correctly. He'll make sure I'm seasoning the eggs correctly. The thing is, I'm almost 37 years old and I've been living on my own since I was 17. Tears of joy. So no, that urge to parent probably won't stop. It's incredibly frustrating, and I recently started snapping at him, but I'm going to go back and read the comments in the original thread for better insight and advice for this situation. Thanks for posting, Op.
I think she just missed feeling like I need her, which I always will. _ugly cries _ so happy to read this update.
I hate to be negative here, but I'm shocked that everybody is just completely on the train of oh my god so wholesome. The mother is still throwing up major red flags for being controlling and overbearing. While giving in might have made the temporary issue go away this time, it seems pretty likely that it's going to return in many different forms.
I remember reading your post and thinking about how annoying that was, and now I'm literally crying. Wishing you and your mom all the best. Ah. This update made my day. Hope y'all continue to improve interactions.
This could be one of the most comforting updates I have ever read here. Thank you. And I'm glad everything is solved.
This is enough to make an old shit poster cry.
Ah, who's cutting onions in here?
This is so wholesome.
I teared up reading this. I have 6 kids over 16 years old, so I'm not in demand as much as I used to be. Any little moments I get to spend with them are special. Op, know you made your mom very happy by having her drive you and have that time together. I hope things continue to work out for the two of you. Mothers have a special place in their heart for their sons.
Maybe she could also just sit at the table and drink a coffee.
Ah, so it was a kind of gentle power move. She didn't like you making your own food, being all independent, and was delighted to make your lunch for you. So long as you're okay with that, all is well. It'll hit her all the harder when you do leave home though.
I can't have anybody in the kitchen when I cook unless they have been trained in the kitchen. I'm a professional chef and understand the dangers when working in a kitchen. Most people think it's just food, but one bump or misstep and you're on your way to the Having ADHD requires your attention, and having someone who distracts you while in the process is a safety issue. Keep working on your communication, but keep the line in the sand and gently remind your mom of your safety needs. It may be her kitchen, but it is your workspace for the 15 minutes you are there. She needs to respect your space.
GG, this would drive me insane. I'm so glad you are finding some ways to avoid it.
I'm happy this seems resolved. And it seems like your mother just wanted to spend more time with you. But in case you have this issue again, another option is to politely ask your mom in advance when you can go into the kitchen and have 10 uninterrupted minutes. That way you aren't ordering her around, and you are letting her choose a time that works for her. So if she comes in the kitchen at that point, then she is breaking your agreement.
Not the asshole. It's frustrating when people force their irrational psychological quirks and behaviors on you. If she wants to see you and spend time with you, the rational thing to do would be to say so and do so. This secret, coincidence, bullshit is not only obvious, but a sign of gross psychological weakness on her part, and that is what is so aggravating. It's the playing of unnecessary games. Mothers excel at playing unnecessary games rather than just getting to the point.
I am glad this has a good outcome. However, when you do move out, you probably want to review some of the other posts in Am I the Asshole and Raised by Narcissists about parents who need to have ultra-frequent contact to keep control. Good luck and hope the leftovers were good.
This is wholesome and all, but I understand the frustration because my mom is the same. But I wish my mom would be the adult and actually talk to me like, I miss you needing me and that's why I do this, that and the other. I think it is unfair for the kids to have to do that emotional work. IDK. My take. I'm glad things worked out.
This is a cute update and so wholesome. Glad you got to see what was going on and find a solution to remind your mom that you are still her kid.
I'm glad to hear you resolved the situation positively. I have an overprotective mother who can sometimes be a bit suffocating. Throughout my 20s and late teens, I would get really annoyed by her wanting to constantly be there and help, etc. It's only after hitting 25 or so when I felt I started to understand her point of view. Most mothers sincerely just care about us so much that they don't realize it can be too much at times. What you did, by letting her do some stuff for you, is the best action you could take. I'm sure she really appreciates feeling useful to you. Doesn't have to be all the time, but every now and then. It just seems like a good way to remind them that regardless of how old you get, you'll always need them. This is such a nice update. Make sure at some point that you actually do sit down and talk with your mother and explain that you are feeling frustrated, but it's also nice when she does nice things for you too, and that if she would like to pack your lunch for you, that you would really appreciate it, but it's not something that you expect. The only reason I'm saying this is because if you keep doing it assuming that she's wanting to do it, eventually she may get frustrated as well and think that you expect it when you don't. I think having her drive you to work sometimes is a really nice way to get a little bit of extra time with her. Hope everything continues to go well.
Absolutely not. Let her know she's not allowed when you're in there producing magic. Let her know next time you might cut her. Lol.
This update is so wholesome I teared up. I am broke, so take my emojis heart trophy. Good job. When I was in college for my first year, my mom timidly offered to put some food together for me a couple of times and made me really nice lunches and treats for the day. It surprised me because I never got dope lunches like that as a kid, and she was not a particularly over-involved or nurturing mom. She later admitted to me that she really enjoyed making lunches for us as kids and missed it. Only thing she's ever said along those lines, so I think this might be sort of a thing.
Yay. I'm so glad for this wholesome ending.
Oh my god, why am I crying at a Reddit post? Goddamn, you're a good egg.
Damn it. Started crying at the sticky note and there aren't even any onions to blame it on. Moms never stop wanting to be mom.
I'm not crying. It's a just rain from my face. Yay. I'm glad you found a way to channel your mom's wanting to show you love into something that works for both of you.
I have a lump in my throat reading this. I'm a mum of a 20-yo and 13-yo, and I understand why your mum is feeling like this. It's so sweet you are considering her like this. Less than three, you're a good person. Fuck me, this is as wholesome as it gets on Reddit.
I'm so happy to hear this update. While her actions were not productive in that they had the effect of pushing you away, it's great you were able to see it for what it was and act based on that. And yes, you can be completely independent and still never not need your mom. I still talk to mine at least twice a week. We live on opposite coasts, so unfortunately this damn pandemic stole some planned time together, but we will make up for it when it's safe to do so.
Oh man, she just wanted to mom you. That was a very frustrating way to go about it, but I kind of get her. Good on you for not losing it on her, and for finding such a good solution.
Hurrah. Ah, this update made me smile. I'm so happy for you and your mom that things got worked out.
Hooray, we were right. Congratulations on putting it into practice way younger than a lot of us did. Or, I love this so much. I'm glad you were able to see what this was really about and adjust accordingly. Moms are the best.
How sweet. I love happy endings.